Greetings, V-Kitters. Hey, it's Mike Pelletera here, and we're going to go over real quick what's left for the course right now. We are in week 3 already. We're supposed to have covered modules 1 and 2 the first week, modules 3 and 4 the second week, and modules 5 and 6 this week. In module 5, it's netiquette, plagiarism, and acceptable online behaviors. I wanted to take a look at real quick the Safe Assign tool that and how it looks. I'm going to switch over to my Firefox browser and take a look at this assignment. One thing, when you click on it's when there's a Safe Assign assigned to the as a property for the assignment, it's one of the check marks that you create when you create the assignment, and it adds the gauntlet of Safe Assign, as you'll know when you watch the Safe Assign module. I think it's number 8 in module 5. But let's take a look at this just for a moment. If I click on this, it says View Originality Report. Now this one says 50%, which seems kind of high for plagiarism. But if you look at the assignment that was done, you'll notice there's actually quite a bit of template work in here. And as we click on the View Originality Report, hopefully it'll show that this down here is the part that the student has written herself, not necessarily, what someone else has written. So all of these parts is what the student wrote herself, and up here is the part that said, oh, it's been copied from somewhere else. And this chart here says it's from another student's paper. Well, you can actually click on the other student's paper and say, oh, okay, the last time it was seen was Abigail Colon on July 4th. Well, this isn't even one of my students, but it's in the system from before. So that's how the Safe Assign report works. It gives you the references of where it came from and what was the percentage of what was copied. But if it's coming from a template, it's going to be a higher percentage. If you have 5%, obviously that's pretty much the student's own. Or if it also includes some citations and work from others that have been turned in before. So that's a little bit about the originality report from the Safe Assign submission. And of course, I'd look over this, and if I wanted to look on the successful grading rubric, I can look at it this way and meet the standards, or I can also click on this interactive rubric and give the student full credit if I wanted to, and then write the comment in the box down below. Click down here and write comments. The students can also receive a comment in this box here. However, they might not be opening that rubric to see their grade. So what I will do is put the foundation of what they really want them to see on the top part in this feedback. As I'm going to cancel this, they will see this feedback immediately. You have done a great job, and etc. When you click submit, this is the first feedback that the students are going to see when correcting and giving feedback in the online environment. So I spend a lot of time in this box for the students, just to let you know. So we're going to look at module 5 real quick. If we go in, and one thing I want to note is that on this record button up on top, this is the tool that I'm using now. It is the Vidyard tool, fabulous for feedback and immediate feedback. It processes so quickly, and I've talked a little bit about it this course. It's called Vidyard or Go Video, and it does all of this for you, recording the pages that you're on, and it's just a nice tool. So as we click along here, module 5, you're going to the online matters, virtual campus netiquette rules. It's what IRSC provides. And down here is plagiarism and instructor guide. Now there is also a certificate that if I look quickly here into course messages, for instance, Paulette has recently sent one to say, thank you, Paulette. and say online quiz. And she said that the quiz certificate for academic integrity quiz wasn't working so well, at least the certificate. So she went and made a screenshot of it and sent it. That's a nice little piece to hang up or whatever, but I appreciate the feedback from Paulette, and you can do the same. Speaking of feedback and Blackboard Collaborate, I still haven't heard from a couple of you guys. We had some pretty good sessions. I have not recorded all of the sessions. It's just, I know it's going to be so boring to do that, to watch. So I'd much rather have you sign up with me. It doesn't have to be this week. It is the last week of the course, but I will hound each of you to make sure that I know you know how to work in Blackboard Collaborate. I think it's a great tool. It's very easy. It's a lot easier than it used to be. Before, you had to download the Blackboard launcher. You had to get all these couple of things, and then you had to go back in and record the message with your students or view it live. Now it's just a click and go. And I'd much rather know that each one of you are proficient in Blackboard Collaborate and comfortable using it. I think anyone who's been in it with me has been pleasantly surprised how easy it was to use. And please, I'm going to try and get to each one of you to say, okay, when do you want to do this? So I appreciate your feedback on that. You guys do an awesome job. There's a lot of still some grading that I need to look at under the needs grading part. Let's see where I'm at here. I can't get to it because of that button. Okay, fine. But I appreciate your time and effort, everybody. And I hope you're having a good time in the class. The class discussions are fantastic. And that's really, I think, where the meat of the subject is, but on your own study as well. One of the greatest pieces I found that I know Veronica enjoyed using, she commented, was the remind symbol. On the drop-down, I don't want to go to the grade center here, but on the, we've got hundreds anyway, pretty much, if you give it to me and, you're doing something. On the grade center, on the drop-down menu for each one of the columns, check the remind, send reminders. I've been doing this to a couple of you guys. You got some symbols on it, some emails from me in the student email. I've used it quite a bit this semester. It's such a short semester for my students in SLS 1101 that I'm teaching. And I get good feedback from it to say, hey, thanks for the reminder. I'll turn that in today, or whatever the feedback is. So look for the remind, send reminder on columns in the Grade Center. Hope you guys have enjoyed the class. You guys are doing real well, and I do appreciate any feedback. I'm not sure there's a, what do you call it, course evaluation. Hopefully there is in this short session. They get a little weird about the evaluations and when they're put in, but I'll try and get one in to make sure, and feedback would be great if there's one there. Either way, send me an email. Let me know what you've learned this week. If you don't get everything done this week, not a big deal. We can extend the dates for the course, but mostly I just wanted you to get through and be proficient and ready for online teaching. So talk to you soon, and thanks again. I appreciate your time. Be well.